Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. Is it okay?
Needs to. Yes.
Yes, it's on.
Yeah. Later.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
works. Anyway, it's all about something which can never be heard. The very strange or particularity of to be invaded suddenly by this search, I want to know myself, or I want to know from where all this comes from or whatever, is that the human being by birth is like a sparkling bubble. And so he will only know things in the same way. Events, happenings, doings, achievements, search for, and so on. And all his concepts will be of the same nature. So that search, a bit more precise than simply, oh, I want a beautiful meal or a beautiful car or a beautiful woman, man, and so on. This particular search, I want to know myself, already one doesn't know exactly what it means. And yet it means a lot, because you can dedicate your life to solve that. And when one hears how he has been mistaken to think he didn't realize what's his real nature, the indications are totally opposite to what the human being is used to do. It is undoing, it is unlearning, it is going back from where the movement of that search even started. So everything is opposite. Just to realize that, oh, I've always been, it's not personal, but I have always been that. And then all what could be seen is called an appearance or a dream or a mirage by some, or a movie. But it's not like two. It's not like two things, something real and then a movie on it, which is unreal. We have to speak like this to allow one to be freed for one moment from the hypnotism of events and movements. Actually, once it did its work, one cannot speak anymore. Because if he speaks, it will be in dual terms. That's why some people speak paradoxally. In paradox, it is this, it is that, it's not this, it's not that, it's not this, and it's not that. So, then what? I don't know if I have been clear, so you can ask if you like.
Ja, Ganga.
Yeah. Hi, Sukha.
There was yesterday a moment that you said to somebody, you have to focus on what you have to do in life, what you want in this life. And that is where my question starts. When I was born, I came alone with nothing.
You came alone.
I came alone with nothing.
Yeah.
No clothes, no no past.
But you had a body. It's not very alone.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And on the other hand, I have to leave. And then I hope alone. And and have to. I'm busy with leaving as much for my past behind me.
Yeah.
And what is most glued on me, that is the mind. And my great wish for the years I have to go is that I can really see what the mind is.
Yeah.
And be not anymore dominated by it.
Yeah. But you see, this quality, not to be dominated by it, it's a way to describe what you really are. It is not to describe the human being. The human being, I think, till he dies, will be dominated by his mind sometimes, sometimes not if he did a practice about it, or if he searched, because then he knows a moment of no mind, of no thought, is still dominated by his mind. So when I say, for example, be free from the hypnotism of the mind, I don't address that to the human. I try to shake the human, to say that his real nature is really not of this world. The world is included in it. You see, because like this, you will work on someone not to be dominated. You will fail. You may have more moments, as any practice. If you are successful, you have some achievement, but it will be temporary. It will be temporary.
Oh, yeah.
It's ephemeral. You will never have a consistent, permanent state. So I don't hope that this one I see may change. I just wish you to be in such a abidance in yourself that you don't care anymore about this, how this guy is in the life. Because you see, what remains in the life to be done if you don't die at the moment of your abidance in yourself, which is extremely rare, it's like you throw a ball. You see, the ball is your personal life. It's thrown by waking up to yourself, but the ball has a span of life, still rolls down for a while. It's not in your hand. So it's the same ball, with the same habits, with the same tyranny, no tyranny. The freedom is not belonging to anybody. That's why it's not touched by time, by space. Time can appear there, space, and disappear. You are touched.
Yeah.
You are touched exactly where you are. You see? So that's what you are, not the experience of the emotion, because of course the human gets a shock, but from where this emotion came, that's what you are. And you have not to do anything about it. Just fall in love with that. Know the extreme value is not a nice word, but I don't know what to say. The extreme value of it. Because you see, everything in life then will appear as events. Even if you identify as a person. It's a big, that's why it's called the liberation. It's a big relief to know who you are. Then suffering can still happen in the human. And yet, you don't lose yourself. It doesn't make you search anymore. Now you may appreciate even more what I mean when I say you already are that. To make it obvious, don't touch any movement of your mind. And after that, the mind reappears, doesn't reappear, whatever. You know it's the mind. Even if you forget and you say, I'm identified, at some point you wake up by yourself to that. Oh, and then nothing happens. the way is not to transform a person. It will eat away all your energy, it will never stop, and then you will attain what? Maybe good for the bride, but not for... You will still suffer. You see, I cannot explain and describe. It's not that the human will not suffer anymore. I cannot describe. But, I say but, knowing really who you are, not with the mind, makes it relative or whatever, I cannot explain. But it makes the full difference. A full difference. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very strange moment because I didn't prepare this. I'm extremely touched by you, looking for words, and seeing you, even you, struggling, and what's going on.
Yeah.
And it extremely touches me.
Yeah, because you see, you can forget about your ideals. You are freed from ideals to idolatre anything. A human remains a human in this appearance, and some have this search to know who they are. They may realize it, but still, in the appearance, they are just humans. You see, and it's the beauty of it also. Really the beauty of it. It frees one to believe, to have beliefs. And still one can still have its passion, it's this thing, it's that thing. But there is no beliefs in behind. That's a big freedom.
And I really thank you for showing that to us.
Yeah. I cannot do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have a kind of fire about denouncing beliefs and fake ideas that we have about all this amazing search, and yet it brings you just as it is and as it appears. The freedom is to be freed from beliefs. Yeah, it's a big thing. It's bigger than the achievement of looking like a hero of something, It's undescribably valuable. Yeah. It's like, you see, if you have seen, in fact, it's no need to see it every second, every hour or whatever. Once is enough. If you've seen that actually what is common to all, it's not that you are a body and a mind, but you still are born in this body-mind. That will not be removed. The body still continues and it will die. I mean to say, one has to really wake up well to what is meant. And what is born, no way out. Achievements or no achievements of any kind, you go and die. And in between, you have pain and pleasures. There's no way out. Yeah. And you don't control the events which happen to you. You don't control them. So, yes, yes, thank you. To be next. Ah, okay, first. It's urgent. Must be urgent. Okay, hi.
Hi. It is such a relief to hear what you're saying. Well, this moment was a relief as well. When I was in Pune in the 70s,
Yeah.
with Bhagwan, I had a plan to be enlightened within 5 years.
Yeah.
I fucked it up. It didn't.
I'm happy to meet that man. And then, what happened?
What I found throughout my life since then is, for me, a very important opening is my heart. My heart and silence, both.
Yeah.
So, and my heart means love as well. Of course, my heart means love.
Must be, yeah.
I could say so many things right now. I mean, I could say that my sister has died, and that's half a year ago, and her death was so very beautiful. The process was so very beautiful.
Yeah.
That.
What did it show you? What did it show you?
Love.
Mm-hmm.
It's no pain. It's
Mm-hmm.
love, and it is silence. And we were together in India. And we sat and watched the jungle and let the essential, come to us.
Yeah.
And I am finding it here again. When now I'm here. I mean, I was on the bike and trying to circle, get here. It's really complicated. And I thought about the death of a neighbor. It was a very good neighbor of mine. And tears came. And again, were tears of love. And you have rekindled that. And I thank you very much for that.
Yeah, it must be that your wish was so. Yes. I just like to make aware that what you say is, I have nothing to say, but you see, always be vigilant not to associate an experience, even the one you expressed, with what you really are. Because otherwise, the experience cannot be there all the time, you agree? So, I don't know how you live that, maybe there is no problem for you. But it can be that when you don't live that, then you feel away from yourself. Or I don't know how it can be expressed, but you feel there is something lacking because this is not there, so it means I'm a bit away from myself, which is never true. You are never away from yourself, but if you glue a state to that, then of course you are sometimes yourself and sometimes not. Okay? Good. Because you see, what you are is prior to any manifestation. So it's prior even to the opening of the heart of somebody. It can open the heart of somebody, sure. But it will be in time, and in time it will always be sometimes. But once you know that, you are free. Yeah, hi.
And it feels really liberating for you to say you don't control events
No.
at all.
Even when you think so, you
Yes.
don't control. It had to be this way.
And yet, like here, I think, of course, yes, it all resonates.
Yeah,
It sounds really logical.
yeah,
And then you think, troubles I have, they're not troubles at all. But then at work or just during daily life,
mm.
I'm trying to control events. So how do you take this with you?
That,
How do you take this with
Ah.
you? Because
yeah.
now I feel, of course, I don't control events.
Yes, of course.
Tomorrow I forget.
Maybe you will not forget for very long. Maybe what make you see now will make you awake. Wait, what do you think?
But I remember
Yes,
more often now.
yes. And it will not be a remembrance, it will be a very... Wake up.
I hope so.
You see, it is that your own real nature which works in someone, I would say. That's why I say, as somebody, your efforts, yeah, you cannot help, but they will not work really. But if you leave space to even a glimpse, that glimpse will work in you. It will start to shake you whenever. So that's why I say, it's strange to say so, but fall in love with that, because it's only that which will wake you up. Mm? Or know the pricelessness of it. Because you see, everybody knows that in his life, but in the world, those moments are not even recognized. There are no moments. What is valued is the next, something which appears. It's only in satsang that, that suddenly you see, oh, but it's more valuable than I thought. I never heard that it was something amazing, liberating. Yeah?
Sorry, I disturbed by coming in.
No, you don't disturb at all.
Can I ask another question on top
Sure,
of that?
of course.
Because, so if you don't control events, does it also really not matter what you do between birth and death?
It's not under your control. That you think in some way or not, things will arrive, will happen as it has to be for you. That's why, at some point, a few starting to see that there is something there. Whatever happens, it means it had to happen. You cannot blame anything. It means you had to face this, and most probably is to be able to understand something out of it, to cross it, you see. Yeah, nothing happens for nothing. It's like that. Yeah.
I have a question about the mind, the life, what is continuously running.
Yes, life is running.
And life is running, and I feel responsible and
Yeah.
to act in it and to do things in
Yeah.
all kinds of fields. And in the satsang of this, that was in the afternoon yesterday, there was some feeling like, why am I doing it? Why are you not just going to Portugal, being in satsang all the time? I mean, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? And that is what I feel so strong, because all things are just passing, and
Yeah.
just keep on running, and I keep on running in it.
Welcome. Welcome. Take a nice day. It's not an obligation, it's not the same for everyone. If you have that push, welcome.
Can I say something about it?
Of course.
I have this push for a long time. But sometimes in life there are practical things that makes not possible.
I know. So you have to pass through that.
I know, I did that.
Yeah.
It's a person who wants, I know. But my question I want to ask you, I want you to stay in my heart wherever I am.
But that nobody can steal,
That I want to know for sure. Because also this person has his doubts once in a while when it follows the
Yeah, sure.
mind or emotion or insecurity.
Yeah.
Or,
No, I understand that.
but I know I love you. I'm very happy to see you. I try to look every day your satsang
Really?
twice a day.
My God, you are so intense.
Yes, it's on fire here until the mind says, now I want to see a stupid program on TV. But, yes. I tried already for 3 years to go to Moji, I want to go to India, but all these things, practical life, are not possible.
Yeah.
So the reality, I'm 7 days a week in, week out, all by myself, like a monk. So
Yeah, but finally you see, you are where your heart is.
Yes.
So it's perfect.
I love you. Thank you for being home.
What's your name, by the way?
Andres, oh sorry.
Andres?
André.
Andre.
I have one question for you, a very tense question. I am that. You talk about this from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm old parrot.
Be radical, not touching anything. It's like when I'm in a nightmare at night, in dream. And in this nightmare, I realize that it's a nightmare and I try to get out of it as quick as possible. Is this the same in the awake life?
Same.
Same.
You see, don't try to get out. Just to wake up to I am that. Removes it. Makes it a dream. You don't have to make more effort than that. Understood? Translate.
I actually thought that you have to make effort.
I didn't hear. What?
I actually thought that you have to make an effort for finishing it.
I am that. Where are you when you say that? Are you in your dream? In your nightmares? In the waking state? Huh?
It's momentarily everything stops at that point.
What?
It's so short.
Don't put it in time. Don't put it in time. Otherwise it's a this and that. The movie, the dream, can appear quickly because it's a habit, but you know what it is. Then why should you interfere? It's not because a dream appears that you are not yourself. It's not because you are beaten in life that you are not yourself.
All my silly thoughts are trying to convince me that this is not it.
Why should you listen? That's what I say. Oh, precious it is to hear. Don't enter into any movement of the mind, just for a moment. The mind will tell you so many things to keep up the tyranny. What do you think? Ah. How are you today?
Very good.
Yeah? Okay. Then I cannot disturb you.
You can.
Maybe I cannot, no.
I was really impressed by your conversation yesterday.
Okay.
I think I'm waking up more and more to something.
Once is enough. You see, the mind cannot understand once is enough because itself is in time and it doesn't understand those things. So it will interpret it this way. Don't listen to the mind. Who are you?
I'm very happy with your feedback yesterday.
Okay.
That it's a question of asking myself who's aware of the space.
Sure.
And then when I go there beyond the space, I feel happy and adventurous.
You can feel happy, but don't worry when you don't feel happy anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm very grateful.
You see, be grateful to your life that you came to know this. Do you want I speak up softly? What do you like to hear?
I wonder if how can it be that we see it as being separate from something? How can an idea be so strong that you believe that?
Yes.
How can that happen in, I don't know, in human beings?
This question is a mystery. How can it be that one thinks is not that?
Yeah.
Because of duality, I have no other answer, even if it's not enough as an answer. I cannot answer you. But you see, that curiosity or that question which looks so important lose its importance once you realize that what you really are is producing all those things with infinite creation, but it's not who you are. Then it's the end of those questions.
And is it that the things that are happening are the personality that you identify with? Does it project a story afterwards in the events happening? Like, are things unfolding the way they're unfolding, and then you're projecting a story onto it afterwards, or is it?
Oh, you have tricky questions. Well, for me, I'm a bit more simple, so I don't know if it will satisfy you. For me, as quickly as I is born, so as I is taken to be, I don't know, for someone, the projection of it is in the universe. Yeah. So it's the projection of this rising, I am somebody, or I am born. That's it.
Ah, yeah.
If you can see it by yourself. First of all, we all have this experience when I sleeps. Is going back to a kind of seed, but is virtually omnipotent. So when it doesn't sleep, it dreams, a world comes. When it wakes up, a world comes too, with different timing than in the dream. But it's all a projection because I rose, and it's not I alone. It's I am somebody, so somebody, there must be another body, and boom, 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 multiplication, it's called duality.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's pleasure. It's pleasure. Yes.
Can you speak to me about the trust? Why I'm so busy with this mind instead of just trust on the self?
Why you don't just trust and you are busy? That's your question.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know why. Must be that there is something as important than to know yourself. You see, why we are going into our mind? It's because there are a few, it's called desire, unfulfilled or fulfilled, or attachments, or dear something, which are as valuable as the search to be freed from them. So you are a bit in dilemmas because you have two lovers. I'm sorry to say. And it's always a bit complicated. You know? No? Don't you think so?
No.
You just go out for a minute and she will tell
And then he can watch on YouTube. No, that is the thing, that I don't feel so valuable, my thoughts, and anything others which happen.
Okay.
I really want to realize myself.
Okay, but then you have the idea that the mind should not be there once I am realized. This fucking mind still there? Cannot be. You must have that concept. That's it. Forget it.
Yes, I'm waiting for something will change.
Forget it. There will be change and there will be no change.
Okay, thank you.
Expectation makes suffer. And first of all, they are thoughts, and first of all, what they can know about from where they come from and where they disappear, it's all fantasies. So don't be enslaved with expectations. Yeah.
Ganga, is it not like that how I experience? How more I take distance from what I experience.
Yeah, just, yeah.
How stronger the mind or the person or ego, whatever, with emotions, with concepts, really fights to get your attention back.
Absolutely. It will
It's
be
really
for a while.
For a while to keep the distance and say, hey, I'm not home.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. For a while, you see those habits, since also they are much or not no more controlled, they will come with full power.
Yes.
That is true. But it will be for a while. You see, it's like, maybe you do still something with it.
Yes, I think.
Because if you fight, if you touch it in any way, it reinforces the one who has the habit. And that's a problem.
What I try to do on the moment when it's very strong, I go, who are you? I'm not this, the netty story, whatever the emotion, whatever the thought, whatever the habit, whatever it was. And I try to take distance by observing it. And then I go to who am I and be silent. At least I try. But then the mind really gets crazy and all I can do is try to stay silent and don't give it attention. Let it be. But
yeah, my dear, you will be less in trouble if you don't try to be in silence, because then you become an observer.
Yes.
And it's an observer too much. An observer still in duality. That's why there is this strong dilemma or fight. So don't even expect or wait for silence. Be freed from any state. Not to be an observer even. Take that risk. Which is no risk at all, because you are it. Okay? Because you see, the slightest hook at the movement of the mind, let it be silence, which looks more real and yourself, but it's not, it's a state. Yes. The slightest hook reinforces someone who is maybe no more the ordinary one you know, but still there is someone. So be freed from that. Great. Good you came.
Now another concept rise up.
Which one?
how do you stay in that nothingness?
You have not to stay. You are already
Be
there.
that nothingness.
You are already there. You have not to try to stay.
Yes. I noticed exactly how you say, I go in the I am, without anything what comes behind it.
Very good, but it's the state too much. That's why I try to indicate to you. And that explains what happens to you. Be even free, because there is somebody there. It's like, for me it's a good image, I don't know if it is for you, but it speaks to me. We have a personal life and everybody knows what it means, and we can say it's a flow, it's like a river, it's a flow of life. Sometimes it doesn't flow, but it's a flow of life. But for a flow of a river, you need a bed. Yeah? You need a bed. And there is no bed without river, there is no river without a bed. And the bed I call I am. But that I am is glued, it's part of the duality. You see? So don't even stop there. And don't allow I to be anything. And then we will see.
I experienced that, but that is a coming and going, also that's a state.
No, what is coming and going is an apparent something. Silence is coming and going.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but it's still an expression. I am not that.
Yes.
You have to apply it here too. And then you are freed.
Thank you.
Yes.
You said I am is part of duality.
Yes.
I don't understand that.
Do you have this experience all the time? Without supposing that it's there all the time? Reply
It's
to
there all the time.
Huh?
It's there all the time.
How do you know that? And when you are busy, identified, is it there? You suppose.
Yeah.
Because this is the flavor of I amness.
Yeah.
But it's fake. When you sleep, who are you? You don't say I am. You don't know anything. You see, in your real nature, I cannot go there. So there is no question of I am not or I am.
Okay, there's no I, you mean?
There is nothing there.
Yeah.
I cannot go there.
Yeah. So even I am has to be left.
But I am will present itself and it will go, and no problem because it's a state. I am not a state only. Because you see, even if you take that for real as it looks like, it creates so much suffering too, because then when you are in the let's say obvious samsara, obvious agitation, then you wonder, oh, and then what about I am? Oh, I have to remember who I am, and it's a lot of occupation in the mind. Be freed from that. I agree that it has to come to somebody who makes self-inquiry or is into this search. It will come, that experience. And it's a great experience, it's a blessing. And from there you may hear this. It will not be from confusion, then what I say would make sense. You see, it's from there that, oh, even that. Yeah. Then you are no more subject of this oscillation of the mind. Even if you have this oscillation in your body-mind. Yes.
You asked me to get rid of all of my concepts.
Yeah.
And then there is nothing there. I mean, nothing left.
So it's a very good moment to ask with this I which remains, looks like remaining.
I have no idea.
Don't answer with the mind. Go where the question brings you. Who am I?
Actually, what is happening, and that's why I wanted to speak with you. What is happening, and that's why I wanted to speak with you again. That the mind gives me so much anxiety.
But don't listen. When you ask this question, don't go back to your body. Don't go. It's your birthright to be free, to be yourself. So you can dedicate a moment for that. It's your right. The body will never give you, nor the mind, that's sure. Take that right. And be quick as a laser, you see. I'm not going there. I don't ask you to do that for long, and it's not a meditation. It's just a slap, a waking, something. Sudden. Huh? Good. Yes.
I'm a little bit shy and ashamed about this question.
Don't be.
Yesterday, I told you I was touched by yours saying
about the owner.
About the owner of the mind, and that's a pointer for me. Yeah? But I realized that later on you said to somebody, "What do you really want?" And all my life I've kind of a hole, and I was searching therapy and
Yes.
everything. And what happened when you said, who's the owner of the mind? It goes to the through the pain. And that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want that pain.
Mm.
But now I'm thinking maybe I have to. It's not the right thing. The pain is there. Maybe the pain is there, and maybe I want to get rid of the pain. And I think that self-realization is not to have pain.
I know, but now you see, maybe you can understand in another way. Since even you speak about it, means you want to hear. You see, of course, one will start his search wanting not to suffer. Generally, it's because one suffers that he searches. Sure. Or, or the love of his life, or whatever. You see, we have a rainbow of ideals.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there is nothing wrong with that, because in the end, it all means I want to be free to feel this bloody limited being. I want to be free. I want to be myself.
Yes.
So there is nothing wrong with that. But it's true that the pain will still appear and disappear, but knowing who you are, knowing who you are, the direction of what touched you yesterday and even today, is a big relief of the belief I am born a limited being. And you see, that is so valuable that surely as a human you will still try not to have pain, but it will not be like you know that it is in this duality, and that makes the whole difference, because your base, if I can say, which is baseless, but your base is no more I am somebody. And that makes the whole difference. I cannot describe more than that, or why and what, and but it is. The huge pain, actually the strongest pain, is to fear death.
To feel
the death, to fear, fearing, to be fearful of death.
Yes. All right.
So that is removed.
Okay.
And the rest, of course, I mean, it's there and all that, but there is not that anxiety. And that is, what can I say? I don't know. So nothing wrong that you want to be freed from pain. But now understand it has even a vaster wish in you.
I hope so.
Yeah. No, sure. Not hope. It's there.
In your conversation with her about I am,
Yeah.
it suddenly struck me. You said, Babaji said, when you were walking in the marketplace with everything happening around, and he said, it's not even emptiness.
Yes.
And well, I took, but suddenly.
You are very lucky.
Yeah.
Yes. And you see from there, as a person, one can live emptiness, can live busyness, can live love, can live whatever. But then it's clear it's an expression. It's an expression, it goes on changing, and that's how it is. Yeah.
We are talking so much about the mind.
Yeah.
that we almost forget why we're talking so much about it. Because it takes away the view on the self, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So, I'm so curious about the self.
You are the self. You cannot objectify it.
Sorry?
You cannot objectify it. It objectifies itself by all this expression. You know?
Mm.
Yeah.
But yesterday I've learned that it's older than the Big Bang.
Yes.
You told that.
Yes.
And so it created the Big Bang as well.
Yes.
That's what we know.
It's true. Of course.
It's wonderful.
Speechless.
Hmm?
Speechless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To follow your indication, can only be done, or is the same as to be the self, because only to be yourself, then you have followed the indication, and if you try to be someone following the indication, you are from the very beginning somebody.
Yeah, the indication is to remove the someone which is too much. And as it is not real, it's easy to remove, but one thinks so much that it is, Yeah. That's called abiding, naturally abiding in yourself.
And there's somehow as if there is a reflex, and it's an important question where you come back to. Like, if you follow, for example, indication, but you afterwards go back to the mind or back to the listening to the mind, then it is as if you have to decide to never come back.
No, but you see, there is an indication which is in itself illusory, because one never ever was somebody or left his self in reality. So all those movements to go back or to the source or to the mind, it is in the movie, it is in the appearance. And that's the realization, is when you can, it's obvious that it's like this. Yeah. But you see, some, they teach by silence, just they are there without the tyranny of the mind, and that can be a direct teaching, so no indication. Yet a seeker, for example, if I remember me, I could not take the silence because I had so many questions that had to, in the beginning I thought that had to be replied to of, that had to be taken and so on. So, because of those indications, for me, for example, I felt helped to finally understand what it is not. So all those words it's a way to root out beliefs. That's all. And to come to the point, but that's the realization, oh, I always have been that. Everyone has his ways. The most direct indication would be the best. You are that is not an indication, it's just you are that, boom. It's not always taken so directly. So second best, who am I? Without answering with the mind. What to do? Or just removing a carpet of the mind. Yeah. Oh. You want to? No, it. So, yeah, here. Huh?
I've said quite a few times to myself, I want to have a little God of my own, you know?
Little what?
A God of my own.
Yeah.
One who loves me and who says, okay, Bert, you're fine, go on. And he particularly loves me, of course. Eh?
Yeah.
And
you can create it, no problem.
I couldn't. I wish I would have one, and it was sitting always a little bit on the left of the cupboard, like that. No, I was really fond of him.
Yeah.
And of course I knew it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Of course I knew.
What about now?
Yeah.
You're so much love that with his embrace he makes you disappear.
He has so much love that...
In his embrace,
oh, I disappeared.
It makes you disappear.
Oh, probably. But the thought was something else.
Yeah.
I don't know, the image that came up.
Yeah.
And now I forgot.
It will come. It made you disappear.
Yeah, my talking made me disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the things together, like, yeah, that little God of mine, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And but now, since this big this that is so old,
yeah,
and that I'm part of that, couldn't I then just say I'm that?
Of course, I wanted to say you are that. Why you are part of that? You are that.
Yeah, you love that, right?
The friend. What happens to my friend? Of course.
So what is there in between? I'm part of that and I am that.
If you're a part of it, then you will always want to unite more to all that, you see. The slightest thought you introduce will create a separation, which looks genuine in the beginning, but with time it will not. I am that. No comments, no arguments possible. There is nobody there to help. And when the mind comes, know it's the mind. You can go into it to have a fun or whatever, but know what you do. If you want to remain without the mind, then go into it, that's all. But that will be natural, of course. So, then from here, how can you pick up again any question about that unless you have a passion about this subject, of course, and so it's beautiful, but you know also that it's a passion. It is, you know that you can never figure it out, and yet you have a passion, so things, you will always like to speak about it or whatever. But you know that this is a passion, it is not what makes you or what gave you the passion. You are that. You are that first, ever. All the rest is in the movie. In the movie. And in the movie you have wise men, not wise men, this, that, everything is there. Everything is there. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. So is there any need to search something more in a deep sense? Yeah, you will search for a good coffee, for this, for that, for some joys in the life, but that's nothing. Will you really still search what is the essential? What I ask you now, from here.
Actually, I don't know because I've never been here.
You are there. You are that.
Yeah.
You are
but
that.
But I've never been here before.
Yeah, but I speak now, presently now.
And now there's nothing.
Okay, great. Yeah, there is no search. No search is possible here.
No. A scary one.
Says the mind.
Yeah, I know.
Make me so glad.
Sweet. Yeah.
Why is the mind so scared of it?
If you are not scared, don't pick up somebody else's thing. You know?
No, but I always feel when
Don't put it here.
oh sorry, I always feel that with knowing that there's nothing.
But it's not even nothing.
No, but knowing that you have no idea that
Okay.
it's the big unknown.
Yeah.
And then after a while, there's always like a fear, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You feel that.
Yeah, the mind is not happy because he wants to own everything.
Yeah.
Even that he wants to own, and it's an impossibility. He will fake you up about that, that's sure. But he can't.
Ah, yeah.
So just demystify the mind.
Yeah.
When it appears, oh, it's the mind, I cannot trust what it says about this subject.
Yeah. And should you always say yes to everything in life?
It's up to you. Make your experience. I think we have a yes and a no. What is the time? Oh, it's early.
Did you say time does not exist.
That's why I have a watch. I have a watch. Yes. Yeah. And then. No, you just buy it. Hi.
Hi, thank you for being here. So, I have the feeling that everything you're saying is understood.
Yeah.
And at the same time, somehow from this human that I am, how you call it,
Yeah.
there still seems to be self-doubt coming. There's a big desire to express myself. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But there's still space for self-doubt. And
yeah, but it kills you. And the trouble, you see, as my master said, but I like the image, he said, a gun kills you once, but doubt kills you many times. So be freed from that. Tell me your doubt. Bring it.
it's really just a doubt about if this human expression somehow is allowed. It's very strange kind of doubt, but
it will not obey the answer. It expresses itself anyway. It already expressed itself anyway.
I totally get that. Somehow the doubt still keeps showing up. It's still somehow...
Try not to express yourself. What does it mean? To think I am somebody is already an expression, beyond your wanting or not. Everything which is in the grip of the senses, of the emotions and of the thoughts is an expression. Everything. An expression coming from who you are or because of what you are. Not as a you, but what is. But you see, if the individual keeps a doubt, it's suffering. The mind suffers because he wants always to solve that doubt, then it's solved, another doubt will come, which is a bit the way of the world, of course. But I would rather than give you a big doubt. Are you somebody? Who are you? You think you are this and that. Is it really true? That could be a good doubt.
Thank you.
Please. Why you?
I can answer intellectually, I am deaf.
No, not intellectually. And why you say it's intellectual? Why you add a quality to that?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I don't have fully integrated that knowledge that I am deaf. I'm not experiencing it all the time.
You will not? It's not an experience.
True.
Don't reduce it with intellectuality. I am that. Don't try to feel it. It will fuck you. Don't try to experience it or to figure it out. You are that.
This morning, last time, I feel I'm a big pretender somehow.
I know that you have this quality to be extremely honest, but don't exaggerate.
It's not true.
You know, even those who are not honest are that. Amazing, huh? It's all right.
recently somebody who's been with you for a very long time said to me that through this they really learn.
Through what?
Through satsang, through seeing, they really learn to love themselves in a way. And I feel like all these things are coming up, all these things that were suppressed for, but it's all just an expression of that.
Yes.
In that way.
Yes.
And
don't judge.
All the sharing.
No need of judging. All is that. All what is expressed is that. Then from where it is expressed, it is that itself. Unconditional love. Today I can say, yes.
Mind is coming back. And I've trained myself for such a long time to observe.
Yeah.
To observe all the movements, so that is going on.
Yeah.
And commenting on it.
Yeah. It's hard work, huh?
And I guess my question is nothing to be done about that either.
You can leave it alone.
I can leave it alone.
Yes.
Nothing to be done about it. So there's nothing to solve.
Tell yourself, you know the answer. Nothing to solve.
I can solve it.
Finally, I'm very happy. You cannot solve this human being. A little bit, but then you are frustrated because there's never been enough good and so on, and there is a beyond, and oh la la. Be freed from that. Belief.
Yes.
Oh, very happy for you. Yeah. Hi.
Hello, Ganga.
Hi.
I think it's better to speak up because I feel a bit serious today.
Serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Serious. It's aggressive.
Why not? Aggressive?
No, I said
okay.
something is passing on me, on the mind.
Yeah.
It's like a few months ago I felt desperate.
Yeah.
Methods were not really working.
Yeah. Great moment.
And I stumbled upon Nisargadatta on YouTube.
Ah. For the first time?
No, it's like
okay.
20 years ago, a little bit more. I read one or two of his books and felt very attracted. But I was in the process of becoming an offshore sannyasi.
Yeah.
What I did. And my sannyasi with Osho is dead.
Yeah.
There's no chemistry anymore.
Yeah.
I lived for 10 years in 2 different communes.
Yeah.
I left the commune 1 year ago.
Ah.
And since a few months I'm listening to Nisargadatta, to pointers on YouTube.
Yeah. You're lucky.
Yeah. I'm also a bit familiar with the non-duality. I've been with Isaac.
Sure.
But now I had a workshop planned, actually next weekend.
To work on what?
A workshop outside of the Osho world, but...
Yeah. To work on what?
I forgot.
I don't know. It's such a habit. Okay. In my life I have to get some workshops.
I remember it's about the wheel of consent. The wheel of consent.
Oh my God.
I
will surely not go there.
But I felt I don't want to go there. I just don't want to go there. And then my mind goes in a discussion with itself.
Yeah.
You are ungrateful, you are arrogant. A lot of people would love to go to that workshop. It's a good workshop, the leader is good. Yeah, but I don't want to go.
Don't go.
So I cancelled, which is very difficult for me, but I cancelled.
Great.
And she just returned the money.
Great. From both.
What is a bit more difficult for me, I lived in a therapeutic community for 3 years, and I still go there as a worker.
Yeah.
You know? The last time I was there, I was suddenly in an encounter session. And the only thing I could think is, I don't want to be here. You know, and this week they called me, hey, we have this project, are you coming? And I said, I don't have time. In a way that's true, but if I really want, I can make time. But I just don't want to go.
You are not bound?
Because,
why you?
Because if I'm there, I'm also expected to go into sessions.
Of course.
And I don't want.
But I understand that.
And if I say, yeah, I'm not going to the dynamic meditation, or I'm not going to the hour meditation, I'm not going to the encounter session, there will be trouble.
Of course. It's not fair to go there.
Okay, you're now into Advaita, so good. No, it will be different. Another thing that's difficult, I had somebody on the phone this week, they called me, but then when I hear the voice, then there's suddenly the friendship, because they are personal friendships, of course.
Sure.
I went through all kinds of processes with people for years.
To get friendship.
So there are many dimensions in this, and my mind is like, how am I going to solve this? Now,
my dear, you have no obligation.
Yeah, that's the difficult part.
It's not difficult. You have no obligation towards anything. Unless you want to belong to something. But you listen to Nisargadatta. I think it's enough fiery about it.
Sorry?
I think it's enough fiery about it. That's what you like.
I didn't hear the word.
It's enough fiery, full of fire.
Yeah,
and you like it. That's why you are attracted to him.
Yeah, he says very insane things.
Yes, yes. That we all love. Because finally, you see, we are not obliged to follow our mind. You have no obligation. Free yourself, it's time.
Yeah. It's very difficult for the personality that I am to disappoint people. I was just before I went into this room, I sent a WhatsApp to the
What
woman.
is better, to be enslaved to others or finally be free? And who knows what you get from here? Why do you think you will have no friendship, no this and no that? Who knows? Now you have to see what is the essential. What do I want really? And now it's a good time to ask that, you see. Do you want to belong to a certain way of life and visions of life? Or do you want to be free from beliefs and belongings and all that? Even though this human will always belong to somebody, to something, but you will not confuse your real self for this. It's up to you now. I think it's a real good opportunity for you to go for non-duality's nature that you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jai Nisargadatta. And I mind you, in life, you don't have always opportunities for that. I mean to say, I don't want to be like a seer, but don't miss it. When it presents itself, try not to miss it, because we don't have many opportunities in life.
Do you mean the opportunity to freedom?
Yes. We don't have always the circumstances and the fire for it.
Ganga, I wanted to ask you for a long time. I was watching a satsang from you, and you were remembering experience with Papaji, and the part that you were traveling together to Europe and visited Assisi in Spain, Avila. In my young years, I love Jesus. In my young years, I wanted to be in a convent. But my gender was that I like man and not woman.
Yeah.
And
that would have been more easy in monasteries. That would have been more easy in monasteries.
Yes, I in a few days of hands on my knees in a way that I think. And there were too much rules. The way they explained Jesus, I had something this religion way that's for sure not my way. So after 3 months being there, they told me, you love life too much, you better find another way.
Yeah.
But the question I had, because I remember in that conversation you had during that satsang, that you went to Assisi, and I love Franciscus from Assisi, and I love Teresa von Avila, and Johannes van het Kruis. And then you said we went to that monasteries, and it opened a little bit my eyes too, and we could bring a lot to them. They were very thankful. And the conversation stopped. And I always had a curiosity to ask you and now I have a chance. What could you teach them? What was Papaji's lessons to this Franciscan and monks?
Oh, good question. Well, I am not with them, so I don't know, spontaneous I will be. So what I would say to those monks, you mean?
Yeah, if you see the traditional teachings, how the life of Jesus and his teaching is explained, I don't recognize that in the non-duality way, or in the way I see him as a master, and I see all of us as sons of God, if you want to use that word. But in Christian way, they explain, for sure, in the monk way,
You
the
know,
duality is very strong there. I'm here, and there is God, and there is
yeah,
Jesus,
except
and
with Master Eckhart.
Yes.
Master Eckhart somehow he expressed it very intimately
Yes.
about the self of God. You are the God, the self, without having, of course, a pride to say so. I think, first of all, who am I to speak to monks?
Papaji did, I understood.
Okay, Papaji did. I think it just said what really Jesus expressed was, my Father and I are one, you see. All the rest were as a compassion to bring people from where they are, so you tell our stories. If you're a bit more intellectual, you will tell something else, and all that has been said by him. But the message is, we are one. Now, of course, with time, the word one became a concept, so I don't use it. But it's perfect. It's perfect. And in oneness, is there any creature and a God who created? No. No. So there is no definition there. And you are not there to say what it is. It's furiously the same as Advaita. But of course, they have many rules. There are many rules, and purification is one of those rules. You see, you have to purify yourself. Here, the religion comes. And Advaita is devoid of religion.
I always felt from find first that to talk in that tradition, find first the kingdom of God, and then see what happens.
Yeah. The poems of St. Francis telling he's a bird, he's the water, it's beautiful, isn't it? He was in a moment of out of the mind. He just tried to poetically express something that he cannot even express.
I love the song Sister Moons.
Yeah.
Brother Sun.
Yeah. You see, to realize to just be. What is not personal doesn't need a religion. So that is the difference with this indication with Ramana and Papaji. And, there was no extra rules.
When I'm in nature, and I love nature.
Yeah, that's
but just a
life.
little flower between the grass can bring out such a happiness and emptiness.
Yes.
To see a cloud, to see the sun, I mean everything from nature. It does a lot for me. So I love Franciscus and recognize.
Yeah. So we meet in the afternoon if you like. Yeah. Thank you very much.